Welcome back. Now we know how you're waking up, but keep those tweets coming in, of course, at K24 TV. We'd love to know where you are as well. Even as we get into the big stories of the day, it's time for our newspaper review, so we'll do exactly that. Go through the front pages of the dailies first and then get to my panel as we dig a bit deeper as we do. Front page of the PD, what furious Uhuru told Ruto at State House. President said to have given his deputy a dressing down over the planned parallel BBI rallies and attempts to frustrate his bid to unite Kenyans. This is a quote from the president. I will not be shaken. That is why I am, and I am moving in that direction until I ensure Kenyans have peace. That is a journey that no one will block me from. That, of course, he said yesterday while in Nakuru. Also on the front page of the PD, KEB's boss grilled over tender award queries, pre-inspection of imported cars, goods at the center of 10-hour session at the DCI. That's a story that you can get, of course, as well in your copy of your PD this morning. Front page of your Daily Nation, Uhuru tells off rebels over rival BBI rallies. President says he has no interest in politics and is only seeking to unite the country. He also singles out Bahati MP Kimani Gonjiri for rebuke, accusing him of constantly insulting and lacking respect for the head of state. This is a story that you can get, of course, in your copy of your Daily Nation. Also, he goes on to say no amount of politicking will stop the initiative, says the head of state therein, of course. We move on now. Front page of the Standard. MP's alleged scheme to impeach Uhuru. Allies of ODM chief Raila accused DP Ruto's camp of plotting the president's ouster at Naivasha retreat, but Senate Majority Leader Murkomen dismisses claim as hot air by desperate opposition. The picture right there, also the press that was held during that particular moment, the details that they gave. Also in the Standard, Baba Toka, the Standard asks, D-Day for Waititu as Senate decides on his fate. This, of course, is the second day of that particular hearing. We'll be discussing that right here on the show as well. Front page of the Star, it's all about matters of health, focusing on the coronavirus scare. One isolated at Kenyatta National Hospital. Death toll exceeds 100 as number of infections of mysterious virus skyrockets. That's a question that seeks to be answered by the Star, as we ask ourselves, how prepared are we, of course, as far as this is concerned. CS Health, Cecily Karaoke outgoing, said that everything is in place as far as that is concerned. There's no need to be worried. And right now, this particular individual is still a suspect. It hasn't been confirmed that he has a coronavirus, but they will give us that information by end of today, and we'll be following that story very keenly. Finally, front page of the Business Daily. CBK to step up checks on bank lending charges. Tougher monitoring expected to ease access to loans for SMEs and check predatory lending. It's a story that you can get, of course, in your Business Daily this morning. Straight from there, a lot of things we need to discuss this morning. Let me get to my panel as well. Ben Mulwa, governance expert, good morning.
A very good one to you.
Welcome to the show.
Asante sana.
We also have SG Third Way Alliance, Frederick Okango, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Karibu sana. First time to K24 this morning, Kiambu Central MP Honorable Jude Jomo, good morning.
Good morning to
Welcome
you.
to the show.
Thank you.
Also for the first time to our show, we have former MP, seasoned cabinet minister as well, Honorable Kalem Bedila, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, let's look at the front page of the PD quickly before we move on. What furious Uhuru told Ruto at State House? Apparently, as it goes, they met for 5 hours therein, discussed many things from, I think, around 10 in the morning up until 3 in the afternoon the day before yesterday. But as this was happening at State House, on the other side in Naivasha, there was another meeting that was also taking place right there. As we see from the PD, it was addressing down that the DP got in terms of the parallel BBI rallies. But even as we see this, they have said that they will continue with these particular rallies. They are not going to stop. So was this 5 hours of futility from the president, Ben?
I don't think so, but I think it was really necessary. There has been a lot of bad chemistry between the president and his deputy for the last 2 years since the handshake. And one thing that is evident, which I have consistently said, the deputy has on many occasions demonstrated consistency in defying the position of the president. You remember even 2 years ago there was a declaration by the president for people to cut down on launching existing projects and focus on completing existing ones. And then the following day the deputy was all over the country launching existing new projects. And this has been a back and forth kind of a scenario. Now there's also been a lot of disunity between the Jubilee Party. And it is evident that there is a huge faction that is currently leaning towards the deputy president. These are certain issues that will make the president uncomfortable. so. A 5-hour meeting, I don't think, would be something that is about just basic issues like just directions in terms of what needs to be happening in the cabinet. I want to imagine that this evidently is the first meeting between the two for this new year. It is evident that the president is now very uncomfortable with some of the activities that the deputy has been undertaking, and especially with the number of members of parliament who convened in Naivasha and indicated clearly that they have no problem at all so running parallel BBI meetings, yet the president considers BBI to be his baby with the former prime minister. So all these are actually factors that would definitely make the president very uncomfortable. Right. But on the flip side, you realize that this has been going on for too long. And now it has reached a point whereby it is completely impossible to tame the political noise that this country is currently experiencing. The horse long left the stable. And what we are currently witnessing is we are on very high octane politics, where BBI has even completely overshadowed the Big Four agenda that the president should be focusing on. So I don't see any in the near future in terms of the noise versus the actual activity on the ground. Right. And the reality is, and I've indicated this before, the president is very vocal in terms of uniting this country. But believe me, this country is not suffering from lack of unity. What this country is lacking from is, or suffering from, is a lack of tangible development and tangible achievements for the last 7 years. I still would want to challenge the president to show Kenyans what he has achieved with the 6 trillion shillings he has borrowed in the last 7 years. Those are the issues. So this idea of trying to tame politics and all that is the one actually who has allowed this to get to where it is. Okay, let me just jump to Fred on this particular issue as well, because like we said, this is the first time people have pointed fingers at the deteriorating relationship between the president and his principal assistant. When it started, a band-aid was put there. We saw him, the president that is, rush to Harambee House. They had lunch, and from there, everything was deemed to be okay. They were fine, they were on speaking terms, but it seems things have never been the same since the handshake. How do you move back? Because this is the ruling party, and they have an agenda they should be delivering and making sure if it's legislative or otherwise that they do deliver. But right now, it seems like that is the last thing on this ruling party's cards.
Thank you, Jeff. I've always said that till the day the President of the Republic of Kenya comes out and tells Kenyans that I have a problem with my deputy, till the day the deputy President of the Republic of Kenya so comes out and tells Kenyans that I have a problem with the President, then we will never know what actually happens. I like the choice of words that the editors used here. President said to have. So it means it is a reported scenario, but there are no facts about it, in my view. And we know the lieutenants of these two gentlemen have traded words against each other. That is a fact, and that is politics. But we are also forgetting that the deputy president is the principal assistant to the president. That is what the Constitution says under Article 148. And in my view, if the deputy president was invited to State House, then constitutionally, that would be a consultation as required in Article 148. They could have been talking so many other issues. Remember, there's so much that is happening in Jubilee. There's a pending, I'm not speaking for them, but I know, I've read from the media, and we have been told this, there could be issues to do with PG, there could be issues with the election. Those are issues in-house that they'll be talking about. But I want to remind Kenyans of one thing. Today, the only thing that can keep Kenyans together is their unity, nothing else. We can talk about development. We can talk about infrastructure needs. We can talk about anything. We can talk about unemployment. But if you don't have a united country, I can assure you, even that development will run underwater. Because we have seen people come out and say, we want jobs. We want economic development. We want our roads to be fixed. But over and above that, are we peaceful? Because peace does not mean that just you can drive your car, you can get into the matatu, you can go to work. Peace is also inward. if there are certain people in this country who feel that they don't belong, then even that development does not belong. Right. And therefore, I think, in my view, the President of the Republic of Kenya is trying to lay a ground for a better development plan that is inward and outward. That is my view. Right. Number two, I also think the Deputy President is also trying to ensure that the President agenda is achieved through politics. Because you see, the Deputy President has told us is the mkono of the President. And I've seen him out there launch projects. I've seen it out there visit regions. I've seen it out there talk to people. I've also seen the President now. He has changed tact. What he's doing is trying to speak from another pedestal where he gives instructions and follow up. I want to remind the two gentlemen, Kenyans voted them because they believed in them. And they were declared the winners of that election by IBC, and Supreme Court confirmed that. They owe the Kenyans development. They owe the Kenyans peace. They owe the Kenyans everything that they promised. And whatever they promised is what Kenyans want today. If they can achieve that, then it will not matter whether you come from which region or which region. But what is important is, today, we have got few years to the 2 years to the general election. What have we achieved? And if we have not achieved it, how are we going to achieve it? And I think that is what the President is saying now. How do we work together so that even in those regions that were perceived not to have been voting for me can also enjoy? Because we are all Kenyans at the end of the day. And remember, he's also the symbol of national unity. And when he speaks issues of national unity on a national podium, I don't think it should be perceived as the President is trying to calm down some waters. I don't think so. But still, the two gentlemen tell us what is happening. We cannot assume.
Honorable Njomo, let me come to you with this, because as the proverb goes, charity begins at home. And when you look at this, he's both president of the country, also party leader. And within the party, clearly, all is not well, as it seems from the outside looking in. Calls for a PG have been done for so long, yet it seems so elusive to have it. Why is it so hard to first start at home, this being the party, where there's most activity in there, bring all minds together, then from there, channel this party out and, carry out the national agenda? It seems like this PG might never happen, even before, even after your election.
I was very happy on Saturday in Mombasa when the perceived supporters of Deputy President showed up for the rally that was in Mombasa, and the tone of the meeting changed. And I remember even the Master of Ceremony saying, "Let us talk a language that does not provoke the emotions of the people." Earlier in the day, I had gone around the city of Mombasa, and there was a lot of tension. Businesses were still closed. People were feeling that there's going to be a fight, there's going to be insecurity in the area. But as the meeting progressed, it was quite evident that now we are getting a united country. Both sides of the divide, are speaking the same language. Because what is dividing us is the BBI. And I don't know why it is dividing us, because everybody says, I support BBI. Right. It's only that one says, I support it in this direction, the other one says, I support it in this direction. We are all saying we support BBI. So it's like we are concentrating more on what divides us rather than what unites us as a country. And I agree with you, as a party, we have not met, we have not had a good conversation to agree that we are members of Jubilee Party. So we are supposed to move in this direction. I remember after the 2017 elections, we had a parliamentary group meeting in State House. Right. But immediately thereafter, there was this Supreme Court ruling that nullified the elections. Then we had another one which we planned on how to do the repeat elections. And I think that was the last meeting that we had. And I would urge the party officials to organize, because we are also supposed to have an election for the party. We are supposed to have new officials, or an election to confirm officials who are already there, or we get new ones. So it is very, very important to do some housekeeping as Jubilee Party, put our house in order so that we can be able to move forward as one people, as one Jubilee party.
True. So you're also urging for this PG?
Yes, I would urge for us to have a parliamentary group meeting of Jubilee members, because I believe the reasons that we are having these divisions are facts that we can be able to talk about, that we can be able to resolve as a party. We have gone through more difficult situations. Right. These, I think, are simple things that we can be able to sort out. Okay,
Honorable Kalembe, let me come to you, because looking at it from a scenario where you've both been in active politics, you've also been in cabinet. When you look at this particular issue that we've seen right now, and the depiction that the relationship between these two is not well, how does this affect our service delivery? Because most people are saying, okay, fine, even if they're not seeing eye to eye, I just want food on my plate. I just want my business to be able to transact. That's really, at the end of the day, what I want. How does this affect the normal mwananchi's ability to earn their daily bread?
Nadhani ile kitu wa Kenya wataki kuamini ni kwenda kwa reality. In fact, the last speaker ameongea juu ya Jubilee, sijui wakutane. Mimi nafikiria kwa maoni yangu Jubilee ilianzishwa kwa watu wapate viti, na hiyo imekuwa normal Kenya. Mkishaingia parliament, mkishachaguana, iwe naisha. Ni kama tulikuwa na ingine ile ambao ilishinda na Kibaki. Kwa hivyo kama ndugu yangu anaongojea mambo ya Jubilee itane, hiyo mambo iliisha kitambo. Watu washa
hakutakuwa na PG meeting.
Kuna kitu aina hiyo. In fact, ni Mkenya anafaa kwenda kotini kusema political parties wasipewe pesa zile ambao wanafaa kupata mgao wao, kwa sababu ukijiuliza kama Jubilee wanapeangwa wafanyie nini na walitweeta. I'm one of the senior Jubilee party founders. Mimi nilijitolea na chama changu. Hakuna communication hata tangu saa hii ni miaka karibu ngapi, mitatu imeisha. Hakuna communication, hakuna kitu inaendeleanga. So mimi kwa maoni yangu ni vizuri tukubaliane na mambo ya president na deputy wake kwamba hawasikizani ama nini. Mimi siamini. Mimi kama mwanasiasa kidogo, na vile nimekuwa hiyo bungeni, nimekuwa chairman wa Makueni County Council, siasa za Kenya ziamini wakati imefika. Usikubali saa hii. I want to remind Kenyans, kuna wakati Raila alikuja wakakaa na Moi wakasikizana vizuri, hata akagawiwa secretary general. Mpaka akapewa akasema, akaambia Kamotho, hii kitu mimi tutapigana kule Kasarani. Raila akaambia Kamotho, tukutane Kasarani, itakuwa Kisirani. Then all was well until sijui vile kulitendeka na Raila akapul na hiyo kaisha. Kwa hivyo watu walikuwa nafikiria Raila ameingia KANU na mambo yakaenda mzuri. In fact, hata tukiongea juu ya unity ya Kenya, I want to ask myself, ask yourself, what kind of unity are we talking about? Right. Is it a unit of two? Kwa sababu the moment Raila wamesalimiana na president, unity imeingia. Hiyo ndio unity tunaongea juu yake. Mimi siamini kama kuna Kenya anachukia mwingine vile inasemekana. But even if these 9 points waliandika za hii mambo ya BBI tumeongea juu sana. Hawangeandika 9 points, wangeandika kiti ya urais. This is system gani tunataka kuwa nayo. Because that is the contentious thing. Tusiongee mambo ya hii nini, na hata mambo tunaongea juu ya maendeleo. In fact tunakumbuka watu walichoma malami. Kuna wakati Ukambani Mulinge alikuwa mbunge wa Kabiani, alimwambia si mimi niliwaletea barabara. Waliambia nini Wakamba walimwambia nini? Ngoa pelekea Moi. Kwa hivyo Wakenya sio serious sana vile president anafikiria kwamba anawajengea manyumba. Hata hiyo tukiuliza manyumba ni nani ata afford pia, kwa sababu mtu wa kawaida yule yako kule squatter na wale ambao walichomekewa kule land sliding kule na
Muranga.
Si Muranga, hata si Muranga, kuna kule Pokot. Hiyo watu bado hakuna mtu amewashughulikia. In fact maskini wa kawaida ule wa kawaida amekuwa disconnected na vile government inaendelea. Hata kuna wakati president alisema kwa nini anasikia Kenya uchumi wa Kenya wana pesa, ni kwa nini? Sasa unaona walianza kusema walilizi hizi pesa ambao zimekwama, si pending bills, na ukilizi hata pending bills nani analipwa? Ni ma contractors wale wafanya kazi, mtu wa kawaida. Hakuna kitu inaendelea by the way. Ni kubaya. Kwa hivyo mimi nafikiria kwa maoni yangu tungeangalia ni system gani, na hiyo ndio kitu inatukula. Ni system gani tunaenda nayo kama wa Kenya. Kwa sababu tukianza kusema hata hii wameanza kusema kuwe na prime minister, viti tugawe, hata president akasema hatutakubali winner takes all. Hiyo system ni mbaya.
Right.
But again hata tuweke ma deputy 10 Wakamba wapate 2 nini shida za Wakenya hamjatatua. Itakuwa ni mzigo tena.
Right.
Mimi nafikiri ile kitu ambayo inatusumbua ni kuangalia system ambao Wakenya watatumia, kwa sababu kiti ya president ndio inakuanga na shida. Either tuseme governors wachaguliwe, MP wachaguliwe, si women rep wachaguliwe kwenda hivi, lakini president tutafute njia nyingine. Hata kama ni delegates tuseme wale viongozi wamechaguliwa iwe ni wabunge wawe delegates. Chama cha NAT kituletee walimu kutoka county level. Law Society of Kenya watuletee pia, ili kila mtu na wale watu hawata vote ni watu wa kanisa. Watu wa kanisa wabakie kutuombea, wasiingie siasa. Hiyo tu peke yake. Ili tukimaliza tuseme day 1 ni kwenda bungeni zenu, either za county ama za national, muapishwe. Mkisha chagua speaker muapishwe kama wabunge na mkue sasa delegate. Kwa sababu ya kuapishwa mnakuwa delegate. Tunaenda pale Kasarani. Hata kama ni watu 10,000
mnachagua president hapo.
Chague president hapo. Utasikia Kenya ikipigana.
Okay. Let's take a short break on that particular point, because we're talking about this unity that's being sought. The president has already said that if there's one thing he'll make sure he achieves is of course the unity of the country. But people are asking, is the unity from the party out? Should he start from home and make sure that Jubilee is intact before going out and spreading the message of unity? We'd love to hear your say on this as well. You can tweet us at K24 TV. There's a WhatsApp number scrolling on the bottom of your screen. You can also WhatsApp us right there. We'll be taking a look at that, of course, and plenty more as we come back after the break. Talking about MPs alleging scheme to impeach Uhuru. Grave claims, this one. We discuss that and plenty more after the break.
Now, Newspaper Review. We dive into the political world and discussions as we touch on today's newspaper headlines on K24 This Morning. Next, we update you on what's happening in